In July of 1946, Talmadge's racially violent campaign rhetoric adds fuel to the racial fires already burning in rural Walton County, Georgia.
I was working at the ice house, and some white people come there. They had guns, they had ropes, they had all those things down there, and they was in there showing how to make a loop on the rope or hang a person.
On the afternoon of July 25th, 1946, Lloyd Harrison, a white man, was driving two black men and their wives home from Monroe, Georgia. Harrison had just bailed one of the black men out of jail, Roger Malcolm, who had just been arrested for assaulting his white landlord. The other black man in the car was Malcolm's brother-in-law, George Dorsey.
George came home from the Army in 45, and I met him way down the road down there and walked him all the way home. And he was telling me about being in the Army. He had some medals on. He was real proud of that.
At sunset on July 25th, 10-year-old Clinton Adams and a friend were playing by the river at Moore's Ford Bridge.
We seen Mr. Laura Harrison, old big old black car, seen him go down the road. And we didn't think nothing about it. About one car, Dave might go through there.
And when he got along this spot here, he didn't have access to the bridge because they had a car blocking the bridge. One car came up from behind. The mob, about 15 or 20 armed white men, came out of the woods and out of the cars that was parked down here.
We seen them down there fighting with some white men. We didn't know what was going on at the time being, so we just laid down right side the field there, right on the edge of it. And then we seen it was Klans, because we knew some of them. And we said, they're going to whoop them. Well, that's what the Klan done, whoop people, you know. And it doesn't matter whether you're black or white. They take an oath and whoop your butt, you're gonna get one. And they tied up George's hands.
And once they started into the wooded area with them, Dorothy, from what Laura Harrison said, yelled out, "Don't kill him," and she called the name of one of the people that she recognized. Then the order was given to go back to the car and get the two young black ladies that was in the car.
And they pushed and shoved them and knocked them around. And all at once, these four guys, they just come up there and they pull guns and bang. And everything went into slow motion to me. And they started shooting. People standing up over them, shooting down on them. People were shooting in the trees. Bullet was going every which way. They was on the ground. And I was shaking so bad till I couldn't move. I couldn't stay on the ground. I'm just shaking that bad. And then when the shooting stopped, everything went silent. Nothing. Just quiet. And I stood up. And when I stood up, I was just like, right there. And George, I knew him. I looked at him closest, I reckon, because he was my good buddy. And you could see the smoke and the air bubbling out, and their faces were just a mess. I mean, it was literally shot to pieces.
Malcolm and Dorsey's wives were both pregnant.
Dorothy was between 7 and 8 months pregnant. May was around 3 months pregnant. So we lost 6 lives in Moore's Ford that day.
I went over there and they were lying there and laying around, and I picked up a rope. I was a 22-year-old kid, and this man next to him said, "Son, let me have that." He jerked it out of my hand, and of course I didn't. I gave it to him. But I looked over and a pool of blood there and picked up a tooth and brought it back home and gave it to a friend of mine, and she put it on a good luck charm.
What is good, my people? We are live, back again with another live show. What up, Ruby? Now, I hope you heard that. Tooth from you getting slaughtered, murdered, you know what I'm saying? Shot, your face shot to pieces. Your tooth could be put on the neck of a necklace of a little white girl, and that's our good luck charm. What's up, bro? And by the way, I guess for that little white girl, it worked out because they certainly the most protected class, and you know we love to save them too. But until you got that kind of mindset, you know what I'm saying, well, you understand that my enemy's tooth means good luck because that means I'm winning. But no, we don't have that attitude. Yo, what's up, Erica? What up, Ben? Oh, by the way, Ben, I keep forgetting, bro. Like, email me your stuff, your information, your Cash App and stuff. Make sure you email me this. But you know, I guess while we get into it, like I know we said we was gonna do like the because I wasn't even gonna go live, but you know, I kind of felt like I should anyway. But before I start though, I know we was talking about doing the Black History thing, but we kind of fell off with that. But I do want to tell y'all about the Columbia riot of 1946 in Tennessee, and this will be a Black History segment. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the first race riots after World War II. So check it out though. You know, it started because a Black woman named Gladys Stevenson took her radio to a repair shop to get it fixed. So when she went to go pick it up, the store clerk told her that he sold the radio and it'll cost him double just to get it back. And she ended up paying double and got her radio back. But then she realized it wasn't even working because the dude at the store cut the power cord and she didn't even have the batteries. So she took it back to the store. But this time she brought her son James Stevenson, who was a Navy veteran, just came back from the war. Now Gladys and the store clerk got into an argument, you know what I'm saying? So when it started escalating, another white store employee, like you see they do today, threatened his sister, like you see they do today. And it looked like he was going to hit him. But they didn't know that her son James was a boxer, though, you know what I'm saying? And when he stepped in, you know what I'm saying, he just tried to leave with his mom. But one of the white boys punched him in the back of the head. Now, he thought James was just going to go down, but he turned around and punched him in the face. And he ended up beating the store clerk so bad that he threw him through the glass window in the storefront. You know what I'm saying? He threw him through the window. And then he kept beating him up on the streets. You know what I'm saying? That's when other white people saw and they tried to jump in. And then when Gladys saw her son being attacked by a group of, you know what I'm saying? And this is how, you know, that's part of living on code. When you see a white boy getting crushed by a black man, you jump in. So when Gladys saw her son getting attacked, she picked up a shard of glass and she started slashing people. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, they ultimately got arrested and they pleaded guilty and paid $50, you know what I'm saying? And they were arrested again after they post bail for you know, assault with intent to murder, you know what I'm saying? But a local businessman, a black man, Julius Blair, he posted bail for them. But you know, the word of the fight already got out. So black residents realized that the mob was coming for violence because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Black people understood what they did back then. When they say they're gonna come, they're gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like they threatened all 2020, all summer 2020. They might got delayed by the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully a lot of them died from that. But anyway, so a lot of the black residents organized themselves and armed themselves. You know what I'm saying? So before the mob came, they shot out the street lights. You know what I'm saying? They posted up on the rooftops, and then any outsiders or any white person coming into their neighborhood, they automatically open fire on them. They didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? So when the white people heard them shooting out the lights, 4 patrolmen were sent over there to go investigate. You know what I'm saying? But they tried to stop them and they told them to leave. So when the cops refused to leave, somebody started shooting, you know what I'm saying, from the darkness. And all 4 cops, including the police chief, were injured. Now, after the shooting, a mob tried to come into the black neighborhood, but they were also shot down. And black residents defended their neighborhood so good that they had to call in the National Guard and the highway patrolmen. And you know what I'm saying, by the morning, the state troopers had machine guns and they started randomly firing into black people houses and businesses and all of that stuff. And you know, as many people as they caught as many people as they can, you know what I'm saying. They found more than 300 guns or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But I think like 100 people were arrested, but only like 25 were charged or something like that. And out of the 25, only 23 of them were found not guilty, right? Because they were represented by Thurgood Marshall and the NAACP. Now check out what happened in Thurgood Marshall. You know what I'm saying? They was mad that the results of the trials because only 2 black people got convicted for that thing, and nobody ever killed any black person. By the way, you know what I'm saying? They was shot back. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about we will shoot back, but so you know when Thurgood Marshall was leaving town to celebrate, you know they was celebrating their victory. They got pulled over by some plainclothes cops in an unmarked car. And they was talking about they was searching for open beer containers and alcohol, but all they had was Coca-Cola. So the police had to let them go. But they pulled them over again a few minutes later, and they was like, "Yo, Thurgood, where's your license?" And you know when they realized everything was legit, they let him go again. So a few minutes later, they pulled him over for a third time. And even though they didn't find any alcohol, it was only Coca-Cola, and his license was good. They said he was driving drunk and arrested him. Now, instead of driving back to the police station, they went back the opposite way, further into the woods. And, you know, the people Thurgood was with followed him through the countryside because they thought they was going to lynch him. And at one point, the police even stopped, like, yo, why y'all following us? Because they were like, yo, we know what you planning to do, and we not going to let you lynch him out here. And this is according to the story, you know, but eventually they took him to the magistrate's office and but they dropped the charges because he wasn't you know what I'm saying, drunk. So he left, you know what I'm saying. But you know, the whole thing started because a brother was accused of stabbing a white man, a white dude, his white landlord in an argument. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, no, that's something different. But yeah. All right, for sure. Oh yeah, yeah, Erica, that's what's up. All right, Ben, I'm gonna put the link in the chat in a minute, but I just want to come on here because I got to show y'all some stuff, and I want to say something real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do the Black History thing real quick. And you know, I want to say, you know, I know a lot of people get like complain about what I talk about and say I only focus on one thing and all of that. But you know, at the end of the day, our people are straight sick, man. And that's why I come on here because I realize how sick in the head that we really are. And like, yo, we're not grasping it. And I don't understand what it's going to take for you to grasp that. You know what I'm saying? Do you know why you don't get any kind of bill? Because that comes with some kind of like not only the respect thing, but it's a politics. You don't have nothing to offer the world, and the world cares nothing about you because you give everything for free, especially your love, except for to your own. Yo, hi, what's up? Eyes wide open. And people wonder why I talk about what I talk about because, like, yo, I mean, what else can I do? Like, we are that sick in the head that is an issue. If I don't, you know what I'm saying, join in the fray and bash other black people, I'm not going to bash no black person. And for whoever want to do that, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but to me, that is nothing but more sickness. We have to change our patterns, change the way that we are thinking, because the people in our community that we are dealing with, that's why everything in our community is so hard, because everything is on a backwards mindset. Yeah, like what Denzel does. Yo, I wouldn't say we were born to do that. I say we were bred to do that, though. We were definitely bred to save them. But yo, it's the sickness in our communities, like the decisions that we make. And I understand like a lot of it comes from economic reasons, but it's also a self internal kind of feeling. You know what I'm saying? We run away from the truth. We run away from the truth, and you can never escape that. That's why you have so many people making decisions from trauma based, you know what I'm saying, emotional, sad place decisions, sad place energies, you know what I'm saying? And we try to act like we're too good to be like, yeah, I'm mad about this. Yo, you're supposed to be mad. That's your natural intelligence being smarter than you are. You're supposed to be sad. You're supposed to be mad. All of those things are there to let you know, but you're supposed to use that to make something change, to change in your community. And it's hard for us to even look at each other in the eye. Like, we don't even teach young men to look each other in the eye anymore. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll have more respect and it'll be harder for them to do something to each other. And it's really not the poverty. We have way more than they did, and they've done way more with it. I'm talking about our ancestors 100 years ago, facing way 100 times worse conditions than we're facing. So we're dealing with a crazy kind of sickness in our community that is like a virus. You know what I'm saying? You got to put the antivirus in there. You know what I'm saying? And we look at it as like, yo, either somebody's going to save us, we can pinpoint it. No, it's a virus that spreads throughout. You know, the art of war is to make your enemy defeat himself. That's how you know you're winning the war. Make your enemy do it. Don't use your supplies. Get your enemy supplies and use them against your enemy. And we have literally made that so easy. And then our minds are so corrupted that it's hard for us to even communicate with each other. And then we look for more reasons to fight with each other. Well, we really don't have. I mean, I could have said this 100, 300 years ago. We don't have time for none of that. If you truly desire to be free, but I know a lot of us desire just the comfort part. But even that you will never really get, because that's the whole purpose. I want for us to start, focusing and trying to develop healthy relationships instead of trying to, like, yo, it's a time and place for like the disagreements and debates and all of that stuff is fun when it's fun. But we take the things that are supposed to be for fun serious, and the things that's supposed to be serious for fun. And that's the sick mentality about it. And then we turn around and just blame ourselves and blame each other. I'm gonna put the finger at where it needs to be, but I'm also say how it's going to be destroyed, because I know somebody who's doing something. Why would they give that up? Why would they ever give that up? But I'm not gonna act like what has existed and what's happened doesn't exist. And I know a lot of y'all, what I'm saying, seeing them, all of these shootings that's like popping up. And, people been telling you to be prepared. I could say be prepared for like, the shootings, but I mean, how many bodies does it really take? I'm pretty sure nobody's going to care about this. But, before I share, like, because it's like countless shootings now, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you the responses, you know what I'm saying, to the last one. I want to just show, we're going to just go through some videos real quick. And, this is the family of like some of the Buffalo shootings, you know what I'm saying? Just a shout out to these people.
Dare you! No! The families of Saturday's victims continuing to speak out, emotional.
It shouldn't have happened. I never would have thought my mother would be shot dead. Have a bullet go through the right temple on her head.
For the first time, Geraldine Talley's son, Marcus Talley, spoke publicly. He says the last time he spoke with his mom was on Mother's Day.
My mom showed to be a victim of this because somebody woke up, decided they didn't like black people.
Families left with one less seat filled at the table, including Jake Patterson's father, Hayward.
He's 12 years old, and they took his father. His heart is broken. He has sleeps. He has eats. And as a mother, what am I supposed to do?
Robin Harris, daughter of Ruth Whitfield, says her mother was her best friend.
What am I supposed to do now? I keep seeing her face coming up everywhere I look. But I can't kiss her. I can't hug her. So I'll never see her again. I took my last picture of my mom on Mother's Day. She was so beautiful. But that picture can't replace her. Nothing can.
All the families pleading for an end to this type of violence and hate.
I need this violence to stop. We need to fix this, and we need to fix it now.
Reverend Al Sharpton gathered with the families of Hayward Patterson, Andre McNeil, Geraldine Talley, and Ruth Whitfield on Thursday afternoon.
They did not shoot these victims because of who they were. They shot them because of what they were. They were guilty of being black.
Reverend Sharpton pledging National Action Network support, both emotionally and financially. He says any financial need the state does not provide will come from his organization.
They need to not have to worry about the expense of burying their loved one with dignity.
Deacon Hayward Patterson's funeral is the first of the 10 victims. He will be laid to rest tomorrow.
I need a village to help me raise and be here for my son because he has no father.
Roberta Drury's funeral is this Saturday.
All right. Yeah, I didn't even know that, Erica. Yeah, and I don't know how many times we got to see this. And I'm sorry, sister, there is no village right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. We wouldn't be in a situation if there was a village. You understand? Because especially certain people in the village know exactly what you're supposed to do. But like Erica says, this white boy could get charged with only one count of murder for killing, 13 people? I mean, when people talk about manifestos, I mean, all you gotta do is read a history book. I mean, I know they keep a lot of stuff out of history, but they shot Martin Luther King in the face. What else do they have to tell you? They shot Martin Luther King in the face. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want y'all to hear this. Let me see. I got it at a certain time. Now, I want you to hear this response, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all pick up on the key words and the phrases and why we still in the situation that we in. And pay attention to the dates on these videos. That one was May 19th, 2022. Yo, his mom too. And they according to the story, suffocated Martin Luther King in the hospital, because he was probably gonna survive. I mean, we can go down the list of the people that they've Medgar Evers, but all of the peace loving, I just want to hold hands and ride the bus with your little white girl, you know what I'm saying? This crazy psycho little bitch, you know what I'm saying? They shot them in the face. And we still got mothers like, yo, can anybody tell me this and the difference in the press conference that I mean, look, I talked about I just felt went over what happened to George Steiny, 14-year-old, you know what I'm saying, youngest person ever executed because some little white girls came up dead. And we have a person doing this on live streaming murders, like trying to make it like a video game, trying to get people into it, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we're doing, crying. And this little white boy, it can sit on the curb after stabbing people with a needle. But yo, let me play this video because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all would pick up on the keywords.
And for her to be taken from us and taken from this world by someone that just full of hate for no reason, it's very hard for us to handle right now. You know, we make no apologies for our suffering and our pain. You can see it. We're not going to apologize for that. But we're
about time we ain't gonna apologize for being hurt. So of our family members being killed, he has to say, I'm not going to apologize for being sad that my family member was killed. How does that not make sense? And you still wonder why you weren't. I am sad that I didn't get a chance to take this little out myself because somebody beat me to it. Then you would know you'd be free.
We're not just hurting. We're angry. Yeah. We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna keep stopping it on this, but you should have been mad the day before. We should be mad right now because we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying to us as all, we should have been mad the day before this. You know what I'm saying?
We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best to be good citizens, to be good people. We believe in God. We trust Him. We treat people with decency. And we love even our enemies.
Damn.
And you expect us to keep doing this over and over and over again.
And damn, and
over
do it
again. Forgive and forget.
And we do.
While the people we elect and trust in offices around this country.
Wait, let me go play that one more time. Erica, they said, you know what I'm saying? You told us to believe in Jesus. We did that. You told us to be nice and speak like the Englishman. We did that. You told us to beat our kids and make them, you know what I'm saying, act like little white kids, except for the violence part, of course, you know what I'm saying? We did that. You told us to go hug the person that killed our brother while he was sitting in his living room. We did that with the judge. We did it with the judge. You didn't even say with the judge, and we did that. And you expect us to do it over and over and over and over. And you know what they say about insanity.
We believe in God. We trust Him. We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best to be good citizens, to be good people.
We tries our best to fit in.
We believe in God. We trust Him. We treat people with decency. And we love even our enemies. And you expect us to keep doing this over and over and over again. Over again. Forgive and forget. While the people we elect and trust in offices around this country do their best not to protect us, not to consider us equal, not to love us back. What are we?
Damn, he didn't just say not to love us. He said not to love us back. And they don't try to not treat you as a human. They just do it. When you try, that means you're not doing it. They have accomplished that. So they're not trying anymore. It's natural. Right? And no, they are not going to love you or love you back. But the key word is to love us back. Yo, what up, Brandon?
And trust in offices around this country do their best not.
Hey, Erica, you trust good old Joe? Because that's what he just said. He your spokesman right now, Erica.
And trust in offices around this country do their best not to protect us, not to consider us equal, not to love us back. What are we supposed to do with all of this anger, with all of this pain?
I tell you what to do with all of that anger and all of that. I tell you what to do. I've been trying to tell you what to do. You ain't gonna listen to me though, so never mind.
Consider us equal. Not to love us back. What
Let's go, Brandon.
are we supposed to do with all of this anger, with all of this pain? I can tell you, this was not easy decision for us to go public with this at a time. We're a private family. This was not easy for us. But how else could we honor our mother? How else could we uphold the things that she put in us, the things she believed in? How else could we do that? Yes, Lord. So we are very thankful
Yes, Lord. Yes,
for the
Jesus.
support of Mr. Crump and his associates and anybody else
Praise the
who
Lord.
sees this as an injustice. And we're doing this because we hope in some small way to contribute to some positive change, to take this anger and this hole in our hearts
And give it to
and make
Jesus.
sure it doesn't happen to somebody else. My mom, on that day was like every other day for my mom. My mom got up that morning and she went up to High Point, up to the nursing home, to care for the love of her life, my father. 68 years they're married. He's in that nursing home for the last 8 years, and every day she went there to care for him, to make sure that he had a quality of life, to do what nobody else could do for him.
You could put in. It's called Live Family of Buffalo Shooting Victim Speaks Out.
She did that when she didn't feel like it. She did it, and she didn't feel like it on this past day either. But she did it anyway. She left there to get groceries on the way home.
All right, I'm sorry. RP to that elder sister, but I gotta play this part back one more time. You know what I'm saying? He's y'all spokesperson tonight, because I kind of believe him on that, because that's what y'all been telling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
We're not going to apologize for that. But we're not just hurting. We're angry. Yeah. We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best.
Yeah, that's a fact, Erica. Like, yo, that's why you have to be prepared. We all got to be prepared anytime. And like, this division stuff is like crazy, because like, who cares? Like, in a time like that, like, yo, we need to be like protecting each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a grip. But this is what people are saying here. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying like, yo, let's not let this have happened. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when the first people got kidnapped, or I'll say even in the 1700s, like, look, man, I'm sick of this. You know what I'm saying? They done raped my wife. They done did this. Like, this is the faces we was making, y'all. This the face. And this is why. And when we go to the grocery store, like, we could end up like this, and knowing that the person who did it is just gonna maybe go to jail, maybe get some Burger King, McDonald's, whatever he like, you know what I'm saying? And our family members this is gonna be our family members probably saying the same thing.
To be good citizens, to be good people. We believe in God.
We try our best to be good.
Citizens, to be suffering and our pain, you can see it.
I'm sorry,
We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best to be good citizens, to be good people. We believe in God. We trust Him. We treat people with decency. And we love even our enemies. And you expect us to keep doing this over and over.
Yo, I feel you, Ruby, but I didn't. Love even our enemies. I would disagree with anybody on that one.
Trust Him. We treat people with decency. And we love even our enemies. And you expect us to keep doing this over and over and over again. Over again. Forgive and forget. While the people we elect and trust in offices around this country do their best not to protect us, not to consider us equal, not to love us back.
Damn.
What are we supposed to do with all of this anger, with all of this pain?
That's a good question, brother. So, I can ask Raw. I know Raw answer, but any of y'all can answer. What is they supposed to do with all of that anger, all of that pain that they have, that we have? Majority elderly people, Erica. Like, yeah, I feel you, Ruby. But yeah, like, what do y'all suggest that he do with this anger? I know what Raw gonna say. I agree with Raw. But I just want y'all to see like the responses, and I'm gonna show one more because um I'm gonna show. I mean, it is that simple at the end of the day. Like Ruby, like that's how simple they got it. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta, like, you know, like But let me play this. This is from last year, a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? Not even a full year ago. This is Ahmaud Arbery's dad.
Number one, I want to give all glory to God. Because that's who made all this possible.
And no, I don't agree with that. Like, give glory to God that my son is dead.
Number one, I want to give all glory to God. Because that's who made all this possible. Number two, I want to thank his mama. And I want to thank my sisters and brothers. I want to thank my children for being strong through this rough time. Because I know it was hard what they had to deal with. And number two, I want to thank all y'all people, all the support y'all gave us. Because one of us ain't did this. Ain't no one side did this. That's right. So there ain't no one side. So what I tell you, God don't work one sided.
God ain't one
God
side.
work two sides. All right, I'm gonna put you here, I'm gonna put you there. So y'all pull together and work this thing. So hey, that's what it's all about. Because if one side wouldn't work, it wouldn't have happened. You had people working when you wasn't working. Come on. When you weren't working, you had people out here working, marching, going in these offices. We conquered that lynch mob. We got that lynch mob. This history today, letting you know that black kid life does matter. For real, all life matters. All life matters. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
I'm just not on that.
We got that lynch mob. This history today, letting you know that black kid life does matter. For real, all life matters. Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this. I don't want to see no daddy watch a kid get lynched and shot down like that. That's right, Mom. So it's all our problem. It's all our problem. So hey, let's keep fighting. Let's keep doing it and making this place a better place for all human beings. Amen. All human beings. Amen. Everybody. Love everybody. Love everybody. All human beings need to be treated equally. We finna conquer this lynching. Today is a good day.
Right. You know, saying love everybody. I'm not saying that, Ruby. You know what I'm saying? But what I am saying is yo, strap up, arm yourself, and whoever, you know what I'm saying, try you. Have the mentality I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have a system of retaliation, of retribution, you cannot let somebody who walk around, go to Harlem with a needle and stab people and literally do nothing but pull out a camera phone. You cannot let that happen. I didn't say every white person to even try that. But I will keep going though, you know what I'm saying? See, we can't be like, yo, the thing is, you cannot be like let somebody, and I know Ruby wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna let somebody come at your kid or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go out what it is. But let me continue on because you know what I'm saying, this is a good point, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this was another thing from one of the mass shooter things. I thought this was like interesting. I ain't really look into it, but I watched it. Let me see. Let me show y'all. This was about another victim of the shooting or whatever. As y'all see, he was working on a car that runs on water, and he was allegedly killed by, you know what I'm saying? But let me play it.
Aaron Salter Jr. wore many hats in his life: retired police officer, substitute teacher, but one of his true passions was science. He built a lab in his garage where he spent countless hours working to develop an engine that could run on water.
It's not running off of gas fumes? No, there's no gas fumes. No gas fumes.
Sadly, for all he was in life, the world is learning his story because of the courage he displayed doing his job, protecting his community. Working security at the Tops grocery store, Salter engaged the shooter, who was heavily protected by body armor.
We have evidence that he struck him at least one time, and that unfortunately had no effect.
Not everyone would have made the same choice, to run towards gunfire. And with his experience, 30 years on the Buffalo police force, he had to have guessed the shooter had an assault rifle. Yet Salter tried, ultimately in vain, to save the lives of others.
Aaron was, a great individual, and I know he, in his heart, he wanted to save as many people as he could. And it didn't surprise me to hear that he engaged the guy right away that tried to stop him.
Salter retired from the Buffalo police force in 2018, and by all accounts, he didn't need this job at Tops, working security.
Surviving a job in law enforcement and making retirement, it's a big deal for you personally and for your family, because they expect, you can kind of ride it out now and enjoy your life.
But Salter chose to continue serving his community because he believed he could make it better. Now his former colleagues are trying to get him
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to show that last one for it. But let me say this, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, when you start making moves and doing things, like, we're not even there yet. Believe me when I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not talking about us in particular, you know what I'm saying? I know the people, especially a lot of people here, are trying to do what we have to do, but yo, as a collective, you know what I'm saying, we aren't doing the things that we have to do to build our own society. Now, if that's the thing that we want, you have to realize that, like, at the end of the day, right, you can, like, you call it boycott, and I wouldn't even call it boycott, and I call it focusing on your own. But when you start doing that, it's going to affect the system in a negative way, right? And even the most liberal person that you invite to the barbecue that you love, that all of that, they do not want to see the system destroyed. Like, they can be cool with you, they might not even like police brutality and all of that, but you're going to have to let go of that John Brown complex, because they do not want to see their country, whatever system designed to, at the end of the day, protect them. They don't want to see that destroyed, and no smart person would, you know what I'm saying? And no one is saying target everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I do not agree with what Haiti said about, well, we're going to let the French and the Germans and the women and the children and anybody except for a slave owner stay, you're good. No, I don't agree with none of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Well, yeah, I feel you, but we gotta. What's going on, Meta? What's going on, Meta? Yo, it's been a minute. How you been, Meta? Well, no, we was fighting up until, like, you know what I'm saying, this illusion of inclusion generation. You know what I'm saying? The stories I was reading from black people shooting out the lights, and like they ain't even let white people come in their town and stuff like that. They didn't be like, yo, we gonna go kill all white people, but they was like, no, you're not coming in their town, and they were successful and no black people died. And that was in 1940 something, 1945 or something like that, or 46. It was right after World War II. See, that's the kind of mentality, you know what I'm saying, that I'm talking about. We always got this victim mentality, and even then, And you know what I'm saying? Like, we can, like, yo, we have to get rid of that John Brown complex. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could be a potential, like, yo, just look at it like the Matrix. Anybody could be a potential agent. You never know. You know what I'm saying? And we already have that when we come to our own, because we'll be quick to say, well, you know, you can't trust every black. We know that already. You know what I'm saying? So we do not have to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get what Ruby is saying, and what Ruby is saying is absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with what she's saying. But when you start to build your own, you become a target. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot depend on nobody but yourself, number one, and the people that you trust, number two, because it's harder with yourself. And you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's a whole nother thing. Let me keep going to the next part. All right, so now I'm gonna show y'all this next part, because I'm gonna show y'all, because I was showing y'all the dates on them videos. Let me show y'all the dates on the videos I'm about to show y'all. So this was a year ago now. What do you know? They plan to start a race war to kill minorities. And these are just random people, you know what I'm saying? Well, supposedly. Or it could be not real, but we see people is getting shot up all the time, so I don't know.
Tonight, another original 60-minute story is available on the new Paramount Plus streaming service. This past week, FBI Director Christopher Wray told Congress the white supremacy movement is a top domestic threat. 60 Minutes Plus correspondent Lori Siegel talks with a former supremacist insider for a chilling look at his group's goal, race war.
They wanted to create such a strain on the logistics of the country, the police, fire, EMS, that they wouldn't have any obstacles in killing the people they wanted to kill, to where they could go out and shoot minorities without having to face the law.
Now, let me stop sharing. I meant to put the link in the chat a long time ago. I keep forgetting. Right. Yo, appreciate you, Meta. Now, let me say this, right? Because whether it is or not, because they put that kind of stuff on the news, and I get that. Now, what y'all got to realize is they declared a war, right? 600-700 years ago, right? This dude is like, you know what I'm saying, hundreds of years late on his declaration. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we're the only people that haven't got that declaration. You know what I'm saying? That's the only issue. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep going to the next one. And if you come on, I can't see till after I finish. But so this was November, whatever.
Fueled by racist hate, plotted mass murder.
The time for violent
Yo, and by the way, right, because we just know like about that whole gas mask and you know what I'm saying, safety vest thing. Hey, we see who distanced themselves.
Mass murder.
The time for violent revolution is now.
Patrick Jordan Matthews and Brian Mark Lemley Jr. are admitted members of the white supremacist group, The Base. Here is Matthews wearing a gas mask, calling for a race war.
If you want the white race to survive, you're going to have to do your part.
ABC News has obtained this newly released video as well as audio evidence from the case.
Just imagine that black man who is in the gas mask making this speech. If you want the black race to do their part, you're going to have to effing do your. You want the black race to survive, you're going to have to effing do your part. It's the brother who was in New York.
ABC News has obtained this newly released video as well as audio evidence from the case. The men had been under investigation for possible domestic extremism, but in December 2019, the FBI obtained a court order allowing them to secretly place a surveillance camera and microphone in the men's Delaware home.
We need to go back to the days of decimating blacks and getting rid of them wherever they stand.
The two were arrested in January 2020, just before the FBI claims they intended to launch their civil war by attacking a gun rally in Richmond, Virginia.
While the Virginia situation is happening, make other things happen. Derail some rail lines. Great, let's shut down the rest of the roads. You know, you can kick off the economic collapse of the U.S. within a week.
Now look, yo, He giving you the game. Who cares if it's real or it's fake? He's giving you the game right now. Right? Let's make some other things happen. Derail some rail lines, shut down the rest of the roads. You can kick off an economic collapse in the US within a week if you want to make a change, you know what I'm saying? Or you could just support your own people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you the game whether this is real or not. This is things that you can do right now.
The FBI believes the men who both had military training had the means to carry out the plot, discovering 1,500 rounds of ammunition, firearms, and tactical gear. Both pleaded guilty to gun charges in June and were each sentenced to 9 years in prison last week. The threat of white supremacy is apparently rising. FBI Director Christopher Wray testified this year that the number of domestic terrorism cases involving white supremacists has tripled since he became director in 2017. Pierre Thomas, ABC News.
Now, I just want you to see, like, it's not like they wasn't, like, threatening people already, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't threatening to do what they said they was going to do. It's just that the things we should take serious, we take as a joke, and the things that's a joke, we take serious. All right, let me show. I think it's one more. I think these some cops saying it.
On the stress of
We turn now to this story. Tonight, 3 Wilmington, North Carolina police officers have been fired after a routine audit of a patrol car camera uncovered what authorities describe as extremely racist comments toward African Americans. Here's CBS's Jeff Begaze.
An internal probe by the Wilmington Police Department reveals hate-filled conversations with 3 veteran officers. Officer Kevin Piner is heard telling Corporal Jesse Moore that the protest would soon lead to a civil war and that he is ready. He goes on to tell Moore that he was going to buy a new assault rifle and soon we are just going to go out and start slaughtering them expletive N-words. Piner says a civil war is needed.
He said in 2020, we were going to go out there and start slaughtering them effing N-words.
Them expletive N-words. Piner says a civil war is needed to wipe them off the expletive map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations.
Now, I get it, Ruby, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't talking about Ruby, but you know what I'm saying? Like, now his mindset isn't like, you know what I'm saying, not all black people. When they came to put us in chains, they ain't be like, yo, like some black people is good. And you know what I'm saying? Not all black people, this and that. They ain't be like, yo, not the children, not the women. No, they was harder on the women, harder on the children, and made sure any Negro male that stood up was made an example of, right? And he's talking about putting them back 4 or 5 generations. Now, all I'm trying to say is just start defending yourself and learn from what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with stocking up on ammunition, exercising this Second Amendment right we supposed to have. There's nothing wrong with any of that. And you better start doing that because you never know what's going to come. Because if there is a shortage for babies, somebody's going to kick in your door and, you know what I'm saying, take what you got to feed their kid, regardless of what anything. So being prepared is the number one thing you can do. Right. And I don't know how many, because we already, well, if we put us back 4 or 5 generations, we have a hospital. You know what I'm saying? We regress. So we probably, that'd probably be an upgrade, you know what I'm saying? But I get, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to, you know what I'm saying, put us back in slavery at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's what he means.
Map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Later, during a phone call with Piner, Moore refers to a woman he arrested as the N-word and says she needed a bullet in her head right then. Donnie Williams is the department's new police chief. He fired the officers on his first day.
When you talk about killing people and generations of people, that is disturbing.
According to investigators, the officers blame their comments on the stress of today's climate in law enforcement. CBS News has reached out to the police union and the 3 officers for comment. So far, they haven't responded. Jeff Begay, CBS News, Washington.
Okay, yeah. So he talking about 200 years. So he wanted to go back to 1822. That's what this cop is trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to this one. Because this is like, I just wanted to show you the threats that they were making, and now we're gonna see, now this was from yesterday, you know what I'm saying? A Fortnite pro spouts racial slur. Shows off gun stockpile and widely condemned video. Now I don't care about whatever he had to say about slurs and stuff, but it's that stockpile, the gun stockpile and ammunition stockpile. And we seen on the last video how we use it to argue about stuff, but they use it to link up and connect with people that are like minds. They don't care if not all white people is down with what they have to do. They only care about the people that's down with what they have to do. Then they make a group, you know what I'm saying? They communicate, they make plans, and then they take actions on their plans. And then whatever they made plans, it happens. It's just that easy. It's something that we could do. Now let's talking about all of this stuff and blah blah blah. But this is the video right here.
Just in case there's ever a zombie apocalypse or a nigger outbreak, we got the armory, nigga. Got the armory. Got the ammo and the pistols. Just in case there's ever a zombie apocalypse or a nigger outbreak, we got the armory, nigga. Got the armory. Got the ammo and the pistols.
Now this fool is saying this at a time where, like, I think this from 2 days ago. Saying this in a time where there's been like 4 or 5 shootings in less than a week. And what I tell black people to get armed and prepare yourself and don't let somebody harm you, and stop having these press conferences crying and make them have the press conferences crying. Especially if they try you. But if they try to stop you from what you want to accomplish. That's what I'm saying. They are not sitting there saying why they shouldn't stockpile ammunition and who they shouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out of that mindset, because like right now we are sick. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to protect yourself at the end of the day, because, charity starts in La Casa.
Just in case there's ever a zombie apocalypse or a nigger outbreak, we got the armory, nigga. Got the armory. Got the ammo and the pistols.
All right. Yeah, let me see. Now listen, when I talk about, you know what I'm saying, like when I look up arm videos about guns, videos about, you know what I'm saying, stocking up ammunition, I don't see, especially like black people like us, you know what I'm saying, but I don't see too many black people talking about these things, doing these kind of things. And when you are unprepared and an easy target, you are going to continue to be targeted. If there's no consequences or repercussions for somebody harming you, they're just going to keep harming you. If a bully punch you in the face or take your lunch money every day, he's not going to stop taking your lunch money until you fight him. Now you might have to fight him every day for the rest of the year. But until you do that, he's going to keep taking your lunch money. And you have to be willing to go out there and be willing to do that. Now, I know we say that, you know what I'm saying, we are superior and stuff like that, but they are arming themselves and, you know, they don't try you unless they're in a group, and they don't try you unless they're armed for the most part. And, you know, I'm gonna show y'all why. I was gonna show another video, but I'm gonna skip it. I think Ben gone anyway. I thought Ben was gonna come on because I was gonna show this video, but we already know, you know what I'm saying, this is just came out a couple days ago. State investigation finds Minnesota Police Department is racist, you know what I'm saying? But we already know the same old things. But look, I'm gonna show y'all this video. I don't know if y'all seen this from it just came out. But this is why they won't try you unless you have, you know, unless they have some kind of plan or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to plan, they're going to stockpile ammunition, they're going to do all of these things. Right? That's what I'm saying, Ruby. Like, yo, we saying the same thing, Ruby. You agree with what I'm saying? We have to put ourselves in. We're going to keep being targets as long as we are not having each other's backs, as long as somebody can come into our community and harm us. You have to be willing to fight back. And I don't care what they come with. They came with everything already. They've taken everything already. What else do we have to lose? But yeah, let me you know, speaking of why they won't try you until they now look at this. Now look at this. He just walked up and smacked this black man.
He wants some more. He wants more. You need it, right? You want more. You want more. You want more. Yes, somebody don't grab me because I'm not the one. It's worse than the airport and being assaulted. I don't care what you're talking about.
Yo, at least the security guard came in and talked to the white dude.
Out of a viral video of an airport fight between a former NFL player and an airline employee. Former player now facing charges. The worker has been fired. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the story.
This morning, United Airlines firing this wheelchair attendant at Newark Airport after this viral video shows former NFL player Brandon Langley and the employee in a violent brawl. Sources telling ABC News it all started when that employee asked for a wheelchair that Langley was using to carry his luggage. The situation quickly escalating, Langley eventually knocking the employee out, but the agent getting back up to continue the fight.
He wants some more. He wants more.
United telling ABC News it has fired the employee after investigating the incident and reviewing video from a bystander. Langley briefly played for the Denver Broncos. This morning, he's charged with simple assault.
One thing that I know about Brendan, he's one of the hardest working guys I've ever met. He doesn't, you know, he's not a very malicious, mean person. And, you know, I don't know much about the situation, so I can't really speak on everything, but I just want him to be safe. I love him, and I hope everything works out in the end.
This comes as nearly 2.5 million Americans are set to fly each day over the Memorial Day weekend. The FAA and ABC News has...
Right. Yo, what up, Hardcore? Right, yeah, I agree. But you see, they charged this brother for standing up for himself. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to tolerate, you know what I'm saying, Negroes sticking up for themselves and not being disrespected. But yo, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do we have to lose at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been bullied, you know what I'm saying, this whole time, man. Yo, you punching the bully back is not a problem, bro. Because this is literally what they've done, but we haven't had that same response back. I'm going to play this one more time. All right, I'm gonna stop planning for a bunch of people come on here and be like, yo, you don't need to show a black person doing this to a white man, you know what I'm saying? Because when you start talking about defending yourself, you know what I'm saying, like, um it's a different kind of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, yo, like it is what it is, man. You're gonna have to start hitting these people back. If somebody hits you, you hit them back. If somebody comes with ill intent to you, you have every right to defend yourself, every right to do all of that. And when you are trying to build your own, you have every right to defend whatever it is. Because I know for a fact, black people is not gonna come out and shoot everybody because they won't even do more than hug the person that kills their family members. So I know we're not going to do anything to nobody else because we accept the Pale Man with open arms. Everybody's invited to the barbecue. All they got to do is be able to rap or play basketball or, you know what I'm saying, be a regular white boy who doesn't say the N-word, and they can come to the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that mentality at the end of the day. Right? That's why we got to start addressing this stuff in our own communities and stuff like that. But yo, before I get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play the last one. The last topic. Hold on. All right, let me see. Let me share the screen. Because when it comes to having each other's back, you know what I'm saying? And and you know what I'm saying, I don't want anybody to think I'm saying, yo, just go out there and do hateful things to each other. I'm saying go out there and do loving things for yourself. You come before anybody, and no matter what nobody has to say, no matter what law anybody has, you have to be willing to sacrifice everything to get where you want to be. And if you're not willing to sacrifice everything to get where you want to be, then you might as well stay where you at and be happy with it. But I'm not happy with the situation that I'm in, you know what I'm saying? And I want to show everybody that you need to go out there and arm yourself and prepare yourself. And when you go to the store, get extra food, you know what I'm saying? I want us to be on accord to where I don't care what your ideology is, you know what I'm saying? We can, like how they're trying to take the town. I forget which state it is in, but it's a black city that can't, like, keep up with the debt or something. They trying to take over the town. But as black people, if we really mean what we want to, what we say, we should be the first ones there to take up for that town. See, you can't take back your tax money and the reparations and all of this stuff until you are down to for whatever, you know what I'm saying? Even if it means bloodshed, because not all revolution is bloody. Only a little bit of it is bloody, but that bloody part is going to come. But the revolution is doing the things that you're supposed to do, like creating a hospital, things to create an economic base, to make a school. That is all revolution. Trying to help black people, other black people, that is revolution. Now the time will come, and for me, I'm not gonna say except for the Germans, except for the white bitches. No, them too. And like Khalid Muhammad said, you know what I'm saying, back in the 90s, he said, oh well, why their babies? You know what I'm saying? Because their babies is gonna grow up to oppress our babies. And when Truman dropped the bomb, he didn't care. He dropped it on man, woman, and child. He's an American hero. But we try to drop a bomb, but say only the racist people should be affected by this bomb. No, the bomb is going to hit whoever it hits. That's including the coons, all of that. Whoever in this radius gets hit with this bomb, and it is what it is. And that's the only way you're going to stop from crying at the podium like Emmett Till's mom did, because that's the same thing. All right, so let me play this because I want to show something about black farmers, just so I could say something positive or whatever.
That they were promised under President Biden's fear of losing their farms and their crops. They're demanding answers for the $4 billion in aid that they were promised under President Biden's Build Back Better plan.
Let's go, Brandon. All that money went to the Ukrainians. That 40 billion. That's a part of that money.
Billion in aid that they were promised under President Biden's Build Back Better plan. Joining us now is friend to the show, John Boyd Jr., a fourth-generation Black farmer, businessman, civil rights activist who wears a mean cowboy hat, and we just love him on this show. Also the president of the National Black Farmers Association. Good morning to you again, and welcome back to Start Your Day. I want to start here. Black farmers, you were promised, good morning, you were promised this debt relief. You desperately need this help, but you're getting eviction notices still. And I want to know what the Biden administration has done or not come through on as of today.
Well, I think the administration hasn't had the sit-down meeting that they committed to last July program, where
He met with Ice Cube either.
We would have the meeting to discuss next steps on the $4 billion in debt relief to Black and other farmers of color. And I would also like to say,
And see, that's what I'm talking about, man. It is no other. Who cares about whatever other color other than Black? You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Who cares about what other people is doing? It only matters about us. No more casualties. We had enough casualties. Now I understand, stuff happens because they have declared the war. We didn't declare the war. That's what we got to remember. It's not like we said, let's declare war on the Europeans for no good reason. We aren't declaring the war, right? We are for our own people. You know what I'm saying? It ain't and other people of color, you know what I'm saying? Because they discriminated the Black farmers. They sued the Black farmers. They did everything to the Black whatever. They may have done other things to other people, but that's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because the Stop Asian Hate, they got their bill, right? The Arabs, they got their money. The Mexicans, Hispanics, they got their money. The Negro, the farmers who Joe Biden said before the election, we're going to just build back better and we're going to have all this money and the Black people will get the smallest amount, even though Black people were the ones who were discriminated against by the USDA. And that was the purpose for it. But no, we said all farmers, all people, not everybody's bad, Who cares?
Celebrate Black History Month. If we were white farmers and it was celebrate Black History Month, had the sit-down meeting that they committed to last July program, where we came back and we thought that we would have the meeting to discuss next steps on the $4 billion in debt relief to Black and other farmers of color. And I would also like to say, as we celebrate Black History Month, if we were white farmers and it was passed for $4 billion in relief, the administration would have taken care of this already.
And let me say this: if they were white farmers, they would have lynched a bunch of people who were on the land already and took over the land, not had to worry about it, but still got government handouts to build whatever they're building, and then government handouts not to farm today so that the government can make more profits, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they're not white farmers, so.
But these Black farmers who are losing their farm, and instead of debt relief that we were promised, the 120% in debt relief, we're now getting farm foreclosure notices, and people say, well, let's go to another lending institution to get it. Well, you can't do that if USDA is reporting Black farmers in default, and that's the issue here. So instead of getting debt relief that we was committed to last March, we're now getting farm foreclosure notices and asking them to renegotiate a new deal. There isn't a better deal than 120% for debt relief that we should have already had already. Anything for Blacks in this country always seems to take longer, was more difficult. That has been our pattern here in this country.
Now I'm not gonna play too much
What
of
have you
this, but
done? Because, you've sued, you've complained, you've done interviews. What can be done here to get
it seems to me there's one thing that we haven't, well, we thought of it, but we don't want to take that action. But never mind.
Black farmers the relief after so much discrimination?
Yes. Well, first of all, we need the support of the viewers this morning. We're fighting 12 compliant white farmers who sued us in federal court and tied up the $4 billion.
And by the way, they didn't sue the people of color. They sued the Negro farmers, not the people of color. And the people of color farmers aren't saying, yo, we people of color, including black, you know what I'm saying? We're going to stand behind. No, they don't care. They got their money because they don't care. But we include the people of color. Stop with that crazy stuff.
We're fighting 12 compliant white farmers who sued us in federal court and tied up the $4 billion. So we're fighting those cases. We have judgment in Florida that we're currently fighting right now. We need resources. We need the Black community involved in supporting Black farmers and the National Black Farmers Association. We need our entertainers. I was watching.
All right, now let me say this, you know what I'm saying? I can't vouch for them particularly. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? They might be cool, they might not be. But I'm saying, like, yo, go out there and learn how to farm your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an industry that is very important because if you cannot feed yourself, that's a part of the revolution. One of the most important parts, because even if you get to the war part, you're gonna have to feed your soldiers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to feed their families. You know, you're gonna have to eat to do anything. So go out there and support a Black farmer who you know is official. It don't have to be his organization or none of that. You know what I'm saying? But anybody who you find official. But I showed this last time. But I want to show this again. Let me see. Now, while Black farmers go through this and we have our own thing, I want you to pay attention to who's been stacking up all of this farmland. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't getting sued or none, by the way, for it. But while we sitting here doing the thing, look who's taking up all the farmland, right? This is in January 2021, and he got more, and he's trying to do it in Africa, even though he ain't no Pan-African, you know what I'm saying? Of course, but he's gonna buy land in Africa, and he's got it all in America. No matter all the places that Black people say, no, we're from here. He's buying up the land and own more than all of us put together. Now, more than me, okay, that's one thing, but more than all of us globally put together, that's crazy.
Bill Gates has been snatching up 242,000 acres of farmland across the U.S., enough to make him the top private farmland owner in America. According to the Land Report, the tech billionaire has been purchasing agricultural land for years, building a massive portfolio of farmland in 18 states. His largest holdings are more than 69,000 acres in Louisiana.
69,000 acres of 69,071 acres of farmland in Louisiana.
Almost 48,000 acres.
47,000, well, almost 48,000 in Arkansas.
In Arkansas, and about 20,500 acres in Nebraska. Additionally, he has a stake in 25,750 acres of traditional land in Phoenix, Arizona, which is being developed as a new suburb. It's not clear how Gates's farmland is being used or whether any of the land is being set aside for conservation. This is not.
It's not even clear how his land is being used. They don't care. They're not gonna put no policy. They're not gonna sue him. And he bought the farmland, just like, yo. And if somebody tells him, he gonna be like, yo, it is what it is. And that person, this guy here, got kicked out of countries, you know what I'm saying, for crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity, and he's walking around freely and trying to implement laws and all of this kind of stuff, or like policies, I would say at the very least. He's taking up the farmland to be in control of all of this stuff and start doing it back in 2008 when he was over there in them countries doing crimes against those women and children. But, of course, he wasn't, what I'm saying, a Dutchman or whatever particular white person that we want to ban. He was one of the good ones. Of course, he's Bill Gates. He's over here feeding hungry children in Africa, giving them crackers or whatever. So he's one of the good ones. Man, you got to be careful about that one of the good ones mindset, man. The John Brown complex is crazy, man. We have to get rid of that. And now, today, he owns most of the farmland in America, according to Forbes magazine, since you don't want to believe me.
Any of the land is being set aside for conservation. This is not Gates' only foray into agriculture. In 2008, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation announced $306 million in grants to promote high-yield, sustainable agriculture among farmers in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia.
So, and I wonder what kind of deal that was.
Farmers in high-yield, $6 million in grants. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation announced $306 million in grants to promote high-yield, sustainable agriculture among farmers in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. The foundation also invested in the development of supercrops resistant to climate change and higher-yield dairy cows. While Gates may be the country's biggest farmland owner, he's not the largest individual landowner. According to the Land Report's list of the top 100 American landowners, Liberty Media chair John Malone is the largest landowner with 2.2 million acres of ranches and forests.
He got ranches and forests, so you can't even hide in the forest no more. I know I like to say that. That's why I ain't got no Xbox either, hardcore. All right, so well, yeah, let me play this video. This is supposed to be something positive. This was supposed to be positive, but whatever.
To their land, and we're seeing fewer of them. Georgia has about 2,800 black farmers.
In tonight's Voices of Equality, Joe Ripley explains how land once worked by their ancestors in slavery will now work to educate others about their history.
I purchased a home, purchased some farmland, reconnected to my roots, and now I am a farmer, 5th generation actually.
Clinton Vicks grew up in Dougherty County. His grandparents taught him to farm when he was 11. 30 years later, Vicks now owns the same property once tilled by slaves and later by his great-grandparents.
This is kind of paying them back for what they invested in me, coming back home to where they raised me, not forgetting where I came from.
Sites here in Albany and across the region will make up what's called the Southwest Georgia Agritourism Trail, which in partnership with Airbnb is designed to highlight the experiences of black farmers. The Vicks estate will soon host guests in July, and so will the 1,600-acre property Resora, a former plantation.
We want people to see the struggles, to understand the struggles, interact with our people and hear the stories of the past.
Shirley Sherrod co-founded the New Communities Land Trust. She's helped farmers like Vicks since the 60s, teaching farming techniques and navigating finances.
Our farmers have struggled through the years, initially trying to compete and work.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, black farmers make up just 6% of registered farmers in the South. And while Georgia has the 5th highest number of black farmers in the country, the state now has fewer than 3,000.
A lot of us shied away from agriculture because we thought about sharecroppers and we thought about slavery.
Vicks plans to pass on the farming tradition to younger people to keep the future bright and his history alive.
I am able.
Now, we wasn't talking about money or none of that. We just say, we just need to talk about our history and try to keep one or two of these things open. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we need to start learning how to grow our own stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to get off of here though, so I don't know how long I'll be on here. But if somebody want to come on and say something, but I'm about to close out anyway though, so I'll put it in the chat. But look, and by the way, this is not to like, what Ruby was saying. This was like my point of coming on here. You know what I'm saying? The point is, as black people, we will be like, not all of them is bad. But then for us, we'll be like, well, not all of us is good. Do you even hear the mind frame that you have to even make those statements? Not all, like, we don't be like, not all of them is good. We be like, not all of them is bad. And we don't be like, well, not all of us is bad. You know what I'm saying? We be like, not all of us is good. Because we have that mindset to where we have to be like, well, even that in itself is something that is damaging and psychological that you got to get rid of. And stop saying not all of them is bad and all of this stuff. Because you don't do that with your own. And then we wonder why we have problems talking to each other and, communicate. We have problems in our relationships and all of this kind of stuff. And it's because our people are psychologically damaged, and that even that little bit of piece of self-hatred grows and grows and grows, and then it manifests into the things that you see today, to where we don't have each other's back in nothing. In nothing. Because when we be like, talking about how bad black people are, we don't go out of our way to say not all of them are this or that. In fact, we will go out of our way to say not all black people, not all skin folks is kin folks. We make up phrases and stuff for that kind of mindset, but we don't have that kind of mindset for the other way around. That's a sick mentality. And then we wonder why we can't get on the same page. Like, we make excuse after excuse, and it's no different than, because, like, yo, at the end of the day, I know it pisses a lot of us off, but all of us fail. We fail. We are failing. We still here, so we're failing. But if we still in the same situation when we pass, or is worse, because guess what? Like, yo, with the dude Kevin Samuels, he passed away. Somebody else is just gonna come up and fill that spot, because you're not solving the root of the problem. You don't redress the situation. When somebody, because at the beginning was the Morris Ford Bridge lynching, when they shot down two black couples, and both of the women were pregnant, and they let those murderers live a happy, peaceful life. Carolyn Bryant, the killer, the person who got Emmett Till killed, lived a happy, peaceful life and died of old age in her bed. This dude walk around in your neighborhood stabbing them with syringes, and you say enough is enough. And then our people try to make a reason why we can't just put it on, you know what I'm saying? Or why our people are worse. No, we our own worst enemy. Well, as we make it that way, if you believe that. But there is no other way around it. If you want to dominate, if you want to conquer, it is not about right, wrong. It's about winning and losing. Because when I say you failed, you know what I'm saying? It's not an A, B, C, D, F grade. It's you won or you lost. You're on top or you're not. Well, or there you go. She's still alive, living a happy, peaceful life, and we all are still failing to do anything. Because I get, we say like not all of them are bad, but guess what? George Zimmerman bad. We ain't do nothing to him. There's a lot of them that is bad. We ain't do nothing to any of them. But then when it comes to, what I'm saying, black people, we can find every reason in the world why we got to take out each other. Like, that's the sick mentality that we have. Yo, at the end of the day, like for real, like, yo, it's all or nothing, you know what I'm saying? In the words of Khalid Muhammad again, yo, when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima, the bomb in Hiroshima, they didn't care about men, women, children, baby. They was focusing on winning that war. When those Chinese is developing African, they not thinking about the next African generation and if there are good Africans. No, they're taking the land for the resources because they want to be more powerful. With us, we have to get our emotions involved in it and say not all of them is bad. We got to be cool. We can't do that no more. We got to get rid of the all lives matter. And that's why I was showing the first videos. And I'm gonna let my man speak my last words because I know it's just the sentiments of a lot of y'all. I'm gonna play this one more time. All right, hold on. I'm gonna let his words be the last one.
By someone that just full of hate for no reason. For no reason. It's very hard for us to handle right now. You know, we make no apologies for our suffering and our pain. You can see it. We're not going to apologize for that. But we're not just hurting. We're angry. Yeah. We're mad. This shouldn't have happened. No, it shouldn't. We do our best to be good citizens, to be good people.
We tried to be good Negroes already. It didn't work. We tried to be good Negroes.
To be good citizens, to be good people. We believe in God. We trust Him.
We gave up our religions and our traditions to follow yours. We've accepted the ways of the Englishmen.
We treat people with decency. And we love even our enemies.
We love even our enemies, even though our enemies don't love, like, care, whatever, except for to exploit us. We still love them. Damn. Now, no wonder why we keep being the victim speaking out and not the whatever.
And you expect us to keep doing this over and over and over again.
And you have. That's the crazy thing. We have, and we still say not all of them.
Over again. Forgive and forget. While the people we elect and trust in offices around this country do their best not to protect us, not to consider us equal, not to love us back. What are we supposed to do with all of this anger, with all of this pain? I can tell you, this was not easy decision for us to go public with this at a time. We're a private family. This was not easy for us. But how else can we honor our mother? How else can we uphold the things that she put in us, the things she believed in? How else can we do that? So we are very thankful for the support of Mr. Crump and his associates and anybody else who sees this as an injustice. And we're doing this because we hope in some small way to contribute to some positive change, to take this anger and this hole in our hearts and make sure it doesn't happen to somebody else.
All right, and I'm gonna tell you how to do that. You take that, yo, exactly, Ruby. You take that anger that's in your heart and you let that be the passion that drives you to be the change that you want to see. Now, I think that people should be getting help with the water crisis in Alabama. So I started the GoFundMe thing. If you think that Black boys need to be trained or learn, you go start a program. If you think Black people need to learn how to clean guns, arm themselves, you know what I'm saying, how to do all of this stuff, go start a program. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you use your anger to do. Let that be your motivation to get up and take an action. And also let that be enough reason for us to stop arguing for a few minutes, right? About whatever it is that we arguing about and actually talk about how we gonna get these things done. You know what I'm saying? Talk about businesses. we don't have to be like, yo, let's look at the businesses that was started by slavery and boycott them one by one. No, forget that. Let's look at the businesses that's going to help uplift the Black community and support them one by one. Because we so angry with these other companies, I don't even care about boycotting them no more. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You use your anger to do what you have to do, and most importantly, you protect your children's mind. You know what I'm saying? Use your anger to build your own schools, to make sure your tuitions and all of that stuff, and use that anger to not care what nobody got to say and be unapologetically you and stand on your own. Use that anger to be like, not all Black people is bad and not all white people is good. Right, yo, it's definitely it's already tough, Ruby. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's a fact. It's already tough. But yo, it is what it is. While we here, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a choice but to be in control of our own. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yo, we are all we got. Because ain't nobody gonna come to do anything for us. Like, yo, even the $4 billion, because Joe Biden ain't talked to the Black farmers and he ain't talked to Ice Cube either. Right? So until we are start doing that kind of stuff, then yo, it's gonna be the same situation. Yo, just take the time to, like, yo, well, maybe it's too late for the people who's old enough to understand what I'm saying, but yo, teach your children to, you know what I'm saying, look each other in the eye, shake each other's hand, you know what I'm saying, like, have that self-love and that, just keep those little sayings, you know what I'm saying, out of their head. Let them know that winning is okay. It's okay to go for the win. Right, Ruby. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? It just takes the people that want to do to build a simple thing. And I am personally have more faith in our people than, you know what I'm saying, other people do. And I know people look at me crazy for that, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that, yo, we was in a way worse condition, you know what I'm saying, 150 years ago, and we've done way more than that. And I do think, even though the illusion of inclusion is something that still hasn't been conquered yet, anything that can be done can be undone. You know what I'm saying? So there is a way around it. But, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, there has to be consequences for actions. And if somebody has the courage to come up in your neighborhood, they have the courage to harm people. Because, I don't have to say, yo, what's up, melanated goddess? You know what I'm saying? I don't have to say, if a Black man try to run up in your house, what to do. You know what to do. But if a European come in your house, if he has the courage to violate you like that, have the courage. He has the courage to have his family see him at his funeral. You know what I'm saying? That's the courage he has. If he has the courage to come in your neighborhood. And at the end of the day, you go to Chinatown with that stuff and see what happened to you. Right? You know why people don't try America? Because America bombs them. That's the one thing we got to take. If we're going to take anything from America, the self-defense part. But yo, I appreciate all of y'all for listening. Yo, peace, melanated goddess. My good sister Ruby. Shout out to Ruby. My good sister Raw. Hard Cold. Shout out Hard Cold. Meta, yo. It's good to see you. I'm glad you back. Mr. Untouchable, my brother Erica, of course. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else that commented in the chat, Brandon Baxter, Eyes Wide Open, Ben. So shout out to all of y'all. Yeah, to you too, melanated goddess. And let me say this, man, y'all be careful out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you armed or you not, you know what I'm saying? Like, just keep your eyes. And this is for anybody. You don't have to make it about what you should, but just be careful. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's going on out here. You know what I'm saying? You should be prepared in every aspect. You should be preparing yourself in every aspect, right? And at the end of the day, your revolution starts from within you, you know what I'm saying? And that's not just a saying, but you can't be a part of something that you're not, you know what I'm saying? So, right, yo, it has been, but it should have been open a long time ago. I mean, damn, we are in the situation we in, but so y'all go out there, make sure y'all stack up on baby formula, make sure y'all stack up on canned goods, diapers, you know what I'm saying? All the essentials that you need, your batteries and stuff like that. Um, yo, we've been talking about a ham radio, you know what I'm saying? Like a good one is probably like $300 or $400 or something, but you can reach a farther distance and stuff like that. So get y'all a radio. And yo, we need to be taking this time to like, yo, we don't have to make a whole language, but just words that mean something. We know what it means, and like symbols that we know that we have a safety. This is a safe place, you know what I'm saying? And where we can meet and discuss and do things and stuff like that. Yo, using our time to our advantage, you know what I'm saying? And most definitely arm yourself, man. Like, yo, strap up and you know. But yo, thank you, Raw. I appreciate you. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.